And welcome back. We are here with Daryl Romeyn, the Democratic challenger for the position of representative for Washington's 5th District. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks, Dave.
As of today, your opponent, incumbent Republican Cathy McMorris Rodgers, has agreed to a debate, whereas just recently she said she didn't have any time.
Well, it's what you might expect from a professional politician, a flip-flop in that sense. Here's the thing. The facts are clear in the matter, and they speak for themselves. When I look at who a representative represents, it's the people here in Spokane. So the facts really back up what I've been saying all along, in that she has time for lobbyists and meetings with the party bosses, but for coming back to debate the issues in front of the people, she's been too busy. Now, when my dad served in World War II, he was wounded, okay? He was fighting for what we call democracy. And part of the democratic process is the idea that the people have a right to hear an airing of the views and the issues in the town hall from both candidates. By not participating in the League of Women Voters debate back in September in Spokane, she denied me a voice. Now she wants to talk all of a sudden because the ballots are already out in front of people. Now, I say this on that issue specifically. When she told the station no to their last and final offer, I went ahead and made other commitments to people for those dates. Would it be fair for me to break my commitment to people because she couldn't debate earlier when she said no to KSPS?
Are the voters owed a debate between you and her
I
to
think
see
they
your
have been owed
oppositions?
one. After this meeting, Dave, I'm going to Loon Lake. Yesterday when she was here, I was up in Ponderay County talking to the candidate forum that I own. I'm here tonight. So I have found a way in my schedule to get to all of the events. Because if you want to be the people's representative, you need to find out what they're thinking to represent them. And she's out of touch. The facts support that.
So no debate.
If she wants to show up in Loon Lake tonight, that's where I'll be here in about an hour's time.
Okay.
She can debate the issues. Get on your bike and ride.
Here's one. Both you and your opponent share the economy as one of your priorities. If elected, how will you persuade the members of Congress to follow your lead, maybe a couple tenets of your economic recovery plan?
Absolutely. When we ask ourselves, what has our Congresswoman done for us, the legislative accomplishments are few. Check the facts as I've done. At some point, a person has to do more than just say no. A leader has to come up with, as you say, solutions to the tough questions. And I have. The economy is #1 in my book. For the rural communities, we're going to expand the farm economy, spurring more exports, increasing domestic consumption. That's how you build a rural community. Also, we're going to go back to managing our national forests in the northern counties and get jobs and boost the economy in places like Republic, Colville, Newport, Ione, Medellin Falls, Clarkston, down in the Blue Mountains by building light-on-the-land fire breaks. Maybe over 100 jobs the first year, but we begin to preserve our green forest and we utilize that resource again, which now is being neglected like the rest of America. And then for Spokane, I have a plan that I've put forth to rebuild small manufacturing, building spare parts for the military. I will be partnering with the Port of Clarkston and the Clarkston Chamber of Commerce to funnel federal contracts which are currently going unused and unmet to small manufacturers here in Eastern Washington, 6 to 12 folks that build spare parts for planes such as the Intruder, which were built in the 60s, and the big boys don't want to do these contracts because they're only, thousands instead of millions and billions. So that need is being unmet. We can rebuild our small manufacturing in Eastern Washington and then fight the big issues to protect America first on the broader issues.
And you believe you can persuade the members of Congress to follow that?
If it makes sense, that's what this is all about. If they aren't persuadable to ideas that make sense, they should be voted out, just as it's time to hold our incumbent accountable for the fact that she hasn't made it to one candidate forum so far in this season. She had time to come to a private fundraiser. I saw her in Pullman right after the primary. She took us for granted. She had a big election lead, 62 to, 12? She ran up a huge score in the first half, and she got overconfident. She lost touch with what is important to us here in Eastern Washington. And when you do that, it hits home to a lot of people because I represent the values that we cherish.
Daryl Romeyn, the Democratic challenger for the position of representative for Washington's 5th District. You can log on to KXLY.com to watch this interview with Daryl, and we've also posted yesterday's interview with his opponent, all on KXLY.com.